The first thing that we have to learn, in this thing that I said, the first thing is to learn aqidah. The next is to learn furu'. And then the next is what traditionally was called tasawwuf, which I think we must distinguish between what is now folkloric Islam. It's very important to distinguish between traditional tasawwuf and folkloric Islam. You have in the Muslim world now many peoples that claim to be Sufiya, and all they are is people that are just blindly imitating the traditions of the people, what they learned from their parents and things like this. Going to tombs, bringing things to tombs. This is none of the serious scholars have ever accepted. They've rejected all of this type. This is folkloric Islam. This is not tasawwuf. Tasawwuf is the science of Ihsan. It's called, Ibn-Qayyim al-Jawziyah calls it Al-Suluk. And he also uses the word tasawwuf. It's used in, Imam Shafi'i used the word. Imam Shafi'i said, Kun Sufiyan or Faqihun, Sufiyan wa Faqihun, فَتَكُنْ لَيْسَ وَاحِدًا. Don't be one without the other. Sufiyan wa Faqihan, فَكُنْ لَيْسَ وَاحِدًا. Don't be one without the other. And then he says, وَإِنَّنِي وَحَقِّ اللَّهِ إِيَّاكَ أَنصَحُ. Because I am by the haqq of Allah. This is in the diwan of Imam al-Shafi'i, the great Imam. I'm giving you sincere advice. فَذَلِكَ قَاسٍ لَمْ يَذُقْ قَلْبُهُ تُقًا. Because this, the faqihan, the faqihan was Sufiyan. Because the faqih has not tasted taqwa in his heart. He hasn't tasted taqwa in his heart. A faqih without ihsan has not tasted taqwa. And he says about the other one, وَهَذَا جَهُولٌ كَيْفَ يَصْلَحُ ذُو الْجَهْلِ. And this is an ignorant one. How can an ignorant one ever flourish? So this is the point he's saying is join fiqh and tasawwuf. And the famous statement that is mentioned by many of the Malikis and attributed to Imam Malik radiallahu anhu and Allahu alam, but is attributed in many of the books, is that man tasawwafa wa lam yatasharra' faqad tafassaq. The one that learns Sufism without learning Sharia becomes a fasiq. He becomes a فَقَدْ تَزَنْدَقَ. He becomes a zindiq, like a heretic. وَمَنْ تَشَرَّعَ وَلَمْ يَتَصَوَّفْ فَقَدْ تَفَسَّقَ. And the one who learns Sharia without learning the amal by it, the tasawwuf, then he becomes a fasiq. وَمَنْ جَمَعَ بَيْنَهُمَا فَقَدْ تَحَقَّقَ. And the one who joins the two, he has realized what Islam is. And this is clearly enunciated in the one of the last hadiths related by the Prophet ﷺ that comes from us from Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, and it's a hadith that is absolutely sound, one of the strongest hadiths. It was revealed, it came to us from the Prophet ﷺ 80 days before he died, where he enunciated Islam, Iman and Ihsan, and told us that Islam is fiqh. Basically, بالاستقراء, by deductive reasoning, Islam is the science of fiqh, because he said it was the 5 pillars. And then he said Iman, and he told us that Iman was this, what we call the science of Tawheed, of believing in Allah, believing in the angels, believing in the books, believing in the messengers, believing in the last day, and believing in the measurement, the good and the evil of it. This is ilm al-tawheed or usul al-din in the later mustalahat or technical terminology of the ulama. The last one is ihsan. مقام الإحسان أن تعبد الله كأنك تراه فإن لم تكن تراه فإنه يراك. And this is the maqam of muraqabah, of being aware of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's presence, that He is huwa ma'akum aynama kuntum. He is with you wherever you are in His knowledge. And this is the highest maqam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the hadith, كتب الله الإحسان على كل شيء. Ihsan is on everything. To do things with excellence. So the excellence of worship is to do it as if you see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and if you do not see Allah, you know that He sees you. This is the maqam of ihsan, and this is called ilm al-suluk. It's called the ilm al-tasawwuf, and this is a technical term that all the traditional ulama accept. Now there's again a type of speculative tasawwuf, that there's disagreement about. This is not what we're talking about. We're talking about the tasawwuf of suluk, of learning the akhlaq al-muhaddaba, rarefied manners and courtesy. When Imam Malik was sent by his mother at a young age to Ibn Hurmuz, his first teacher, she said, Malik said, "Ammamatni ummi." My mother put my turban on. وَبَعَثَتْنِي إِلَى إِبْنِ هُرْمُزٍ, and sent me to my teacher, and she said, تَعَلَّمْ مِنْ حِلْمِهِ قَبْلَ أَن تَتَعَلَّمْ مِنْ عِلْمِهِ. Learn from his fine character, from his forbearance, before you learn from his knowledge. In other words, take his adab before you take his ilm. And this is something we've lost. Our ummah has lost adab. This is one of the greatest crises of our ummah today. We can't even sit and discuss things in an intelligent way, in a way of courtesy and love, mahabba, and recognize that we do have differences of opinions. But those differences of opinion amongst intelligent people are things that can be laid out on the table, and we can discuss them. But no, we want to become like the fascists, and anybody that disagrees with us, beat them over the head. This is the methodology of the new Muslims. Is to literally the methodology of Goebbels and Goring and these people, where if you disagree with them, they kill you. Or they defame you, which is a type of killing. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Sibab al-Muslim fusuq." Sibab al-Muslim fusuq. Wa qatluhu kufr. To curse a Muslim is a type of fisq, but to kill him is kufr. And this fisq is the irq of a Muslim. You see, I have a irq. And if you go out defaming my good irq without any justification, without any right, then you are a fasiq. And the same with me. If I go about defaming and denigrating Muslims who have a irq that is protected from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then I am a fasiq if I do that. This is prohibited in Islam, and we call it qaf. And the punishment for it is being whipped, is being humiliated in front of the community, because you've humiliated other people. And the mu'min is the one who veils the faults of his brother. And the munafiq is the one that seeks them out. Al-mu'minu yaltamisu udra akhihi walau sab'ina marra. The mu'min will seek the excuse of his brother even 70 times. In my community, one man, he invited me to his house different times, and because of my schedule, it was always difficult for me. And I said, inshallah, I'll try to make it, and things didn't work out. And one day he came to me and he said, please come to my house. And I said, Wallahi samahni ya akhi. He said, look, I'm at about 68 right now. You see, this is sweetness amongst Muslims. He's letting me know, you're getting close to where I'm going to have to just say, why isn't this brother coming? But now he's saying, I'm giving you excuses. And this is the sweetness of Muslims. But now, no. The quickest thing, the Muslims just want to judge other Muslims, to condemn them. And then they feel self-righteous and pompous about it. The great Maliki scholar of Egypt, he said, رُبَّ طَاعَةً رُبَّ مَعْصِيَةً أَوْرَثَتْ رُبَّ مَعْصِيَةً أَوْرَثَتْ ذِلَّةً وَاسْتِغْفَارًا خَيْرٌ مِنْ طَاعَةً أَوْرَثَتْ عِزًّا وَاسْتِكْبَارًا. Perhaps a disobedient state that results in humility before Allah and forgiveness is better than an obedient state which leads to arrogance and pride. People don't think of that anymore. And that's not saying that ma'asiyah is better than ta'ah, ever. He doesn't mean that. What he means is, if you have a ma'asiyah, a disobedience to Allah, and then you make tawbah, you get a reward for tawbah. So the ma'asiyah was bad, but the reward, it ends in a good state. But if you have an obedience to Allah that ends up making you proud and arrogant, لَا يَدْخُلُ الْجَنَّةَ مَنْ كَانَ فِي قَلْبِهِ. No one enters Jannah, whoever has in his heart a miqdara, or just a mithqala khardalatan min al-kibr, just a mustard seed worth of pride. So if you do righteous deeds, but those righteous deeds make you look down and belittle your Muslim brothers, what kind of righteousness is that?